Contact is professional theatre on Oxford Road here in Manchester, and we're currently outside of our building for a year while we can completely redevelop and expand the building. We're creating a new music and cabaret venue on the ground floor, a recording studio for young people, a load of new offices for other artists and organisations to be based with us, and a new cafe and bar. So we're very excited about that. It's a big investment from Arts Council England and from the city, and a lot of trusts and foundations who've invested in the new building. We've been delivering our artistic programme all across Manchester and Greater Manchester for the last 6 months, and it's been incredible. We've been really welcomed by so many venues and theatres and other organisations. We began at the Palace Theatre. We staged a piece of musical theatre written by a transgender artist called Jamie Fletcher at the Palace. It's just extraordinary to present that work on such a big stage. We sited a show in a working sari shop, a Lankar, on the Curry Mile, and we were there for 2 weeks doing the show right in the heart of that community. We did a show at the Manchester Academy, and then in the summer we made a large-scale circus piece in Upper Campfield Market, and kind of took over that space and transformed it into a circus environment. So it's been really amazing and exciting to be so welcomed by so many different organisations across the city. So while we're out of the building, Contact is delivering a programme of festivals and shows all across the city. And in the spring of 2019, that launches with Queer Contact Festival. That's an annual festival celebrating LGBT culture in Greater Manchester. We open at the Lowry with a show about same-sex couples that have children and some of the questions and challenges about that. We're then staging a Vogue ball at Manchester Academy, a stunning meeting of dance, fashion, high art and Vogue dancing. That's going to be really exciting. We're then doing a major production from the National Theatre at the Royal Exchange called Barbershop Chronicles. And Barbershop Chronicles was written by Inuit Ellams, who's a poet that Contact has worked with a lot in the past. And it is about the role of barbershops in cities as a space often where people from African heritage are meeting and talking. And he's made this amazing show about barbershops around the world. We're all connected. And we're staging that at the Royal Exchange in the Round in March. After Easter, we're bringing some young people over from Sao Paulo in Brazil. And these are young people who staged a protest about education cuts in Brazil about 2 years ago, and their occupation and sit-in spread across the city and then to other cities, and they've now made a theatre show about that experience called When It Breaks, It Burns, and we're going to present their show in a secret location in May. We work with a lot of international artists, but also Manchester is a world city. I mean, there's people from every part of the world in Manchester, and there are young people with all kinds of heritages and backgrounds and races and cultures here in Manchester. What's really exciting is for us to connect that diversity locally to artists from all parts of the world and put them in dialogue with each other. That feels really exciting to us. So as well as inviting the artists over from Brazil, they are going to work with young people from the city for a week in residence. We're making a show in the spring about decolonisation from young people's perspective, and that is working with a Belgian artist called Tunde, who's coming over from Brussels to make that work. So it's never just bringing international work or artists for its own sake and just plonking it down in the city. It's always about creating this dialogue between artists and young people from Manchester and artists from other parts of the world, and seeing what comes out of that exchange.